Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Flying and Eating. Today, let's go somewhere and do something, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hey guys, it's Adam here. On the previous episode of Flying and Eating, I went down to St. Louis, Missouri for Mo GameCon Jr., which was unfortunately canceled, but they still wanted me to come down and hang out. So we ate a whole bunch of Emo's pizza and some toasted raviolis and so on and so forth, basic St. Louis cuisine. But today, we're gonna, in addition to eating some more stuff, I thought we'd actually go a little sightseeing and show you some of the cool things, historic things that St. Louis has.
Good morning, it's day 4. We're about to go get food, hang out, we'll show you a bunch of stuff today. We're also going to show you something very somewhat iconic, or at least we'll give you a little sense of it. Where are we about to go? What are we driving on?
Historic Route 66. The little patch that used to be here like 40, 50 years ago with just a few motels and kind of everything built up around that.
Mm-hmm. So if you're not, I'm not super familiar with the history of Route 66, but before we had the interstate highway, basically there was this one road that kind of went all the way across America, and you know, I'm sure you've heard of it. But we're actually going to drive on a small piece of it, and we'll see if we can show you anything interesting along the way. But I think in modern times, it's mostly just a road.
Yeah, it's not going to look too historic aside from the old motels and stuff like that. There's Walmarts and stuff that...
Ooh, Walmart. The exotic Walmart on Route 66.
The opposite of historic.
As promised, Walmart 66. Historic Walmart 66. To my fellow Americans, I'm going to show you a little bit of an oddity in American fast food. The rest of the world, I'm sorry, I doubt you'll get this reference, but if you've ever heard of Panera Bread, it's actually based here in St. Louis, but here it's slightly different. It is called St. Louis bread. Now, partially that is because it's actually from here, but I once asked someone from here, like, why is the name different? Like, we're in the rest of the country. Like, why did you keep it this way and then change it for the rest? And I'm just quoting, this is not my opinion, it's just what I was told. He said, if it was called St. Louis bread in the rest of the country, nobody would eat that. So we're here at a Schnucks, which is a grocery store chain throughout the St. Louis area, to pick up something very iconic, Gooey butter cake. I had never had this until like maybe the third time I was down here for Mo GameCon.
Regular cake doesn't have enough butter for us in St. Louis.
No, it's ridiculous. And Kelsey Lewin, my friend, talked me into trying this thing that's a fan had made for the Metal Jesus crew. And that's pretty much what it is. Now, this is a grocery store one. Everybody tells you the homemade one's going to be better. I'm sure that's true. Sure. But this is going to definitely hold us over. But I've never had anything quite like this. It's quite good. It's just a very fluffy, buttery cake. And gooey, and just so the name is correct. They also have a chocolate one, as it turns out. Last time I was here, they had a pumpkin spice one. You remember that? We tried it at Mo GameCon. Never seen raspberry oranges before. I know what blood oranges are. Is this good marketing, or is this actually a new genetic monstrosity we've created? So before we head into the city proper, we wanted to eat a little breakfast. We were gonna go to like a diner thing, but the line's out of control, so we thought, back to Emo's, which, by the way, this is one of the few pizza places I've ever been to where it's actually better cold, like after you refrigerate it. It's really good stuff. It's nice that there is a little pizza embassy outside of these safe pizza states. All right, it's gooey butter cake time. Traditional chocolate. Nobody's tried the chocolate yet. All right, man, go for it. Cut into it. Make it happen. We'll see. We're rejoined by Helen and Aaron, by the way. Hi.
The original's good.
Yeah.
I love the original. Yeah, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost got the texture of like custard on top. Mm-hmm. That's tasty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we never get this.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
That's fantastic.
All right, who's tried the chocolate yet?
I have.
It's tried the icing.
Kind of like a really nice brownie, honestly. It doesn't really hit the same tones as a normal gooey butter, but it's still good.
It's almost like a little mocha flavor to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the chocolate one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like chocolate coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, between the two, obviously more traditional is very good. I think this is the better one.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're totally right. This is like a brownie with like something
like,
on top, like
powdered coffee.
Yeah, it's like a coffee cake, almost like a literal coffee cake.
Yeah.
So we've got more Emo's. You guys got sandwiches, salads, because you're adults. You take care of yourself. I, on the other hand, went for pizza again. And because I wanted to make this video as provocative as possible, I got extra cheese. I got mushrooms. No, did I get mushrooms? No, I don't even remember. I got bacon, hamburger, and pineapple. Yes, I did it. I put pineapple on a pizza. Judge me. The other one was like a egg breakfast pizza? Egg-ceptional. There it is. Yeah. So I thought I had onions and mushrooms. That was yesterday or the day before, whatever it is. Substitute them out for pineapple. Come at me, bro. Question for the whole class. The little white table things. Do you guys actually know what the purpose of that is?
To keep the cheese from sticking to the top of the box.
Well, it's to keep the box from caving in.
Half of it. That's half the purpose.
Action figures have tables for their house.
Well, obviously that's it.
They were in my Barbie house when I was little.
But that's actually not the purpose. I can't demonstrate this because I'm holding the camera.
It's supposed to be for when you're taking pieces.
Correct. He knows.
Wait, explain that?
You basically you put this on a piece while pulling another piece. That way you don't.
Instead of touching the pizza.
Yes, and that way you can cleanly pull pizza. There you go. That's how that works.
Wow.
Boom, knowledge.
Mind blown.
So we've got the new Coca-Cola Starlight flavor, and it's supposed to taste like space. It's red. Look at that.
Yeah, it is red.
Okay.
Wait, what?
It's red.
So like the sniff is just giving me cherry Coke.
Yeah.
Cherry Coke.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Shouldn't taste like cherry Coke. That'd be kind of
No.
anticlimactic.
It tastes like cherries? The smell
It's a little
tastes like cherry.
sweeter than cherry Coke, I think. Just by the smell.
You trying? Yeah. Oh. Cherry Coke with something extra. Yeah.
What is that?
Interesting. Marshmallow?
Cream? Yeah. Like
yeah,
a
cream or a
marshmallow dreamsicle kind of combo.
It's like an aftertaste. Yeah. Initially, it's like cherry Coke.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
It almost starts pretty close to cherry Coke vanilla.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say I agree with that. It's nothing. If you called this cherry Coke, I would believe you.
Yeah, like, oh, maybe the line was crossed a little bit, but yeah.
But yeah.
Huh. Who said the smoky?
Yeah, my friend tried it and he said that was his description of it. But
I get it. I don't know that I.
I don't agree with it,
agree,
but yeah,
but I get where he's coming from.
Like a slightly toasted marshmallow type
Yeah.
of
maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's toasted marshmallow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like cherry Coke with toasted marshmallow.
It's not bad. I wouldn't say avoid it. I also wouldn't say it's like amazing or anything.
I'd rather just have Coke. This is like the big St. Louis nightclub scene.
Right here?
Yeah. Like pretty much everything around here is just bars and little dance clubs.
Right on. So where are we going?
Casino. We're heading. You think we'd be able to see the
You think we'd be able to see the arch? We got the fancy walkway here. Eventually we can get to. That is not a single building. That is the arch. From this angle, though, it looks almost like the Washington Monument.
I was going to say that, yeah.
So we are standing on the Missouri side, and that bridge takes you, that's the Mississippi River, and onto that side is East St. Louis, Illinois. My state. I like my state, but East St. Louis is famously a bathroom. Sorry, people of East St. Louis. But here we have the arch itself. I'll get you some better footage in a second, but if you're not familiar with the arch, I'm not like a huge expert on it or anything, but officially this is a monument, essentially, the gateway to the west. Everything on that side of the river is considered the eastern section of the United States, and this is the beginning of the western point, bringing it all the way out to California, and then of course, you know, Alaska, Hawaii, the territories, etc. But right here, this is the border between eastern United States and western United States. And if you saw my Point Udall video, you would know the easternmost point of the US is Point Udall, US Virgin Islands, and westernmost point on this side is eventually Point Udall, Guam. But right here is essentially the halfway point. It's a pretty cool sight just to see this thing kind of wind down, and below you is this whole park, and there's an observation deck which we're actually going to go up to. We made, you know, reservations to do it, but then of course you can see the city behind you, various buildings, the Purina dog food building's over there somewhere, as well as the Budweiser headquarters, because both are here. And then you have the misfortune of seeing my state. I like my state, but East St. Louis, no, go to Chicago, get out of the rest of Illinois. So this is the entryway for the arch observation deck. Apparently the arch is considered a national park, which is pretty cool. So the elevator type things are basically these little pods that we're going to use to go up there. This will be fun. As you can see, a little off-putting, but we'll get there. So it's kind of amusing. You have a little airport security deal back there, and I have a belt on. It never cares about airport security. It never sets anything off. Here, metal detector totally picked it up. We're going for it. To the top. So unfortunately, Chuck has abandoned us. Either we survive or he does. I don't really know. We'll see how this plays out.
So today, Arch just stands as a symbol of St. Louis's growth in the western expansion of the United States. In 1947 is when they held a design competition, featured 172 architects. A Finnish American named Eero Saarinen won, beating his own father in the process. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Saarinen passed away in the year of 1961 due to a brain tumor. Never got to see his idea come to life because construction started February 12th of 1963 and finished up October 28th of 1965. Arch does stand 630 feet tall, is also 630 feet wide. Has 142 triangular stainless steel sections, and it is filled with concrete up to the 300-foot mark. If you want to take a picture from the tram cars, that's okay with me. Just know when the tram cars get back down, there will be people coming out.
That is narrow. That might be the most narrow staircase I've ever seen. It's tiny.
It's like it has to exist, but you don't ever want to use it.
Exactly. Oh.
So we're now at the top of the arch. On that side is St. Louis, where you can actually see buildings, you can see stadiums, you can see stuff. And then on my side over here, we have the Illinois side, which this part of Illinois is not that impressive. Yay, Chicago. So the way they've designed this is everybody just kind of lays down and then looks out the window. And there you can see Illinois. And then you can swap around and go out and see Missouri. Well, this part of Missouri, obviously. We're standing in Missouri still. Again, as a resident of Illinois, I will say Chicago is our city, not East St. Louis. So overall, this is pretty neat. It's a cool little tourist trap type of thing. I like it. I don't think I ever did this as a kid. I know as a kid we came here, but never up here. So this is my first time doing this in hindsight, because I don't remember this at all. So it's very neat to check this out. I'd recommend it if you're in St. Louis. You get a nice view of the whole city, and then you get a view of what is technically my state, but not my city.
Oh, did your signal just cut out? There it goes.
So underneath the arch, they have a like a little museum deal we'll go check out, but I'm going to show you a couple of things. This is kind of a little display of it. Obviously, we were just up here, but we were underground. We went over there. I tapped this thing in both real life and here. So there you go. That's adventurous. Yeah. Let's go take a look at this, whatever this is. We have, so Gateway to the West, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because the Statue of Liberty would be to the east, as would the White House, but maybe that's the point. No, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't, because Independence Hall is Philadelphia. Washington Monument is DC, that's Mount Rushmore, South Dakota. It's a nice looking image, but not necessarily in any cohesive pattern. That or they're just representing the concept of building stuff. So in this section, they are basically going over why they built an arch in the first place. Presumably because they wanted to build something. Hence, what to do with the riverfront. I suggest we put a thing. Done. That way we can tell the difference between Illinois' crappy side and our much far superior side. Sonnenen's vision. People have told me in my Discord that he was Finnish, but nowhere in here does it actually say that. I guess he really didn't think of himself as Finnish. He was an American. So they got a whole section about the new frontier, which is very much the American way of saying, oh look, we can just, there's just land. There's nobody here. Which obviously not really true. Bison. But yeah, regardless of what you think of the history, this is what happened. We expanded. This talks about the train system throughout the U.S. in 1870. Wherever you see these lines is where the trains were. 20 years later, this is what it's looked like. This depicts tribal lands versus American seized lands between 1780 and 2017. So at the time, this would have been considered either American or colonial, or conquered by other parties like Spain or France. This is where we are. This would have all been native soil. 2017, the gray spots are the American reservations. So here they have a section on James K. Polk as well as natives and others, and this is basically everybody's perspective on what happened. It was stolen, it was won, it was fought over, etc. James K. Polk is a president who doesn't get a whole lot of, people don't tend to remember him. He was a one-term president, but he actually pretty much defined the border out west between Mexico and the U.S. and Canada, or what became Canada and the U.S. Look, hopefully nobody dies of dysentery. I totally stole that from Marion. I stole it from you. I get all the credit. I stole it.
Actually, I made the dysentery.
Manifest destiny. It's mine now. So it's a whole big thing about Jefferson because St. Louis and all of Missouri was included, of course, in the Louisiana Purchase, so all this territory came from France, which of course it was stolen from natives, but yeah, here's a whole big thing about all of that. And the expansion territory was like from there to all the way up there. It actually went into modern day Canada, but later they shrunk the border down. And then they have a whole bunch of stuff for, you know, native cultures and things and so on. So pretty cool little exhibit. This is, of course, the Louisiana Purchase, the Louisiana Territory, which gets cut off like around there-ish. Actually, that chunk ended up going into Canada at some point, and then they kind of compensated later down the line. But that's what it was when Jefferson bought it from the French. To clarify, the French person I'm referring to is, of course, Napoleon Bonaparte. Okay, so this just I'm just trying to remember my history here, but basically the United States ended blue, and what's currently red there was yellow because it was entirely controlled by the Spanish. But then the French, Napoleon defeated Spain, and all that territory that's red became French, and then he turned around and sold it to the United States, and then it became blue, or it will be eventually in the image. But yeah, so at some point there was basically 3 different flags over St. Louis, like within a day. So according to this, it's explaining that on March 9th was the last day that the Spanish controlled modern day St. Louis, and it was administered by the Spanish, though it was technically French. So they went to bed and it was Spanish. Then later on March 9th, in accordance with French law, they had to take the Spanish flag down, put up the French flag for one day, and then later on in March 10th, they put up the American flag. So it was 3 different flags within a 24-hour span. This is Francois La Bitch. He doesn't look like a bitch.
I'm not that dorky. She's telling me I gotta do this thing. Like, I'm holding it! I'm holding it!
There you go.
I don't think it needs me. That's actually more common with the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
So I didn't know this until Aaron pointed out, but apparently Spider-Man actually lives here. The whole New York thing is mostly bullshit.
So we're now at the Hollywood Casino in St. Louis, and we just ordered some Chinese food at a place called Fat Thai. What did you get?
General Tso chicken.
Of course, the white people food, right? And I got duck fried rice. I have never in my life seen that as an option. Alas, it is not here yet, as you can see, but it's on its way. Boom. It has arrived. It looks like standard fried rice, but it contains duck meat, which is good stuff, and hopefully I don't regret that sentence. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was kind of missing something, so I added this like sweet chili sauce. Overall, it was good. The duck itself was good. It was like the rest of the fried rice was just kind of okay, but I would totally do it again. All right, Chuck, you gonna win? I'm definitely gonna lose. I think I just saw you lose $100.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
Wow. So I wish I had filmed this. This one was just saying cash out, so I pressed it, and then it printed a thing. I won 22 cents. I didn't gamble a single cent, and I won. Yeah.
Congratulations! You won the cash meal bonus!
Cool. But I actually made real money. Here's another one where it says cash out, but it's highlighted, unlike those. See if I get anything. I did. $4.20. So this is the difference. He just won his 100 back. Congratulations. I have not gambled, but I found a couple of machines where somebody didn't press cash out. So I've made like $5 almost. Yeah, I kick ass. I've now found several machines where somebody apparently just doesn't cash out. What did I win this time? 15 cents. So he might have done slightly better than me. Now granted, he invested. I just pushed buttons where people got drunk and walked away and didn't press cash out. Chuck found one. It's not as obvious. See how subtle it is compared to that one? Well, no, whatever. But here, we're going to push it. Would you like to cash out? I think I would. And I'm going to get like 38 cents or something. I got 1 cent. If you guys saw my Saipan video, you know I went to a casino called Saipan Vegas. It was the only time I've ever gambled, and I won technically because they gave me a $10 voucher and I made $3.65. Well, now I didn't even gamble and I walked away with a little over $5. All right, time to find out how much we actually made. We're gonna take our little ticket things, and this is hard to do with one hand. There you go. There you go, buddy. Eat up. How much is your bet on this thing, by the way?
I'm gonna go with close to 7.
Close to 7, okay. Okay, so it only does whole bills. So I made $7 and I got a 61 cents voucher. there's my 61 cents. Now we found a few more, so I'm gonna go put these in, see how many dollar bills I get out. And this time, as our policy, whatever change voucher they give me, we're just gonna go and gamble it. Okay, after a couple more rounds, we managed to get another dollar right there. We're gonna go bet this and make nothing. So we have decided on Hot Penny for our 23 pennies. And I guess it goes in there. Our 23 cents is gone forever. I came into this casino with absolutely no intention of gambling, and I never did. But I still walked away with $9 from just pressing cash out on a bunch of machines from people who won and walked away. Little observation, they have Mr. Pibb Extra and Mellow Yellow. You don't see those a whole lot. I don't usually drink that much soda, but I'm getting one of each of these. I don't give a shit. Good morning. It is day 5, the day I go home. However, before I do that, I'm gonna go back down to the casino and see if I can find a couple more cash out machines. Chuck is supposed to come back here, and we're supposed to go to breakfast. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, but in the meantime, let's go see if we can make some money doing nothing. So I've been in the casino for exactly 10 seconds, and I've already found a USB-C cable and a gaming voucher. Chuck has returned. He put in $20 and already won 100 bucks. He says he needs to hang out with me more often. I agree with that. I myself haven't quite done as well. I got an additional 10 cents. Thanks to Chuck's sage advice, I am now making it rain pennies, son. Redeemed, and I got my fat Washington, and now we're gonna go risk this 28 cents and hopefully make another 28 cents. Failure. So we've officially concluded here. He walked away with a few $100, who cares, but I got $10, exactly $10 free by just walking around and pressing cash out. Strategies. And I only had to commit hours and hours to doing this. All right, the last meal before we head back to Chicago, we're going to a Black Bear Diner. This is a chain, though they're not super common. You said it was just kind of like, what, country kitchen type of thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty good, though.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. I've seen them before, I've just never been to one. They have their own brand of ketchup. That means they're committed. So their menus are actually on like newspapers and this cutesy little like, Black Bear Gazette. We can talk about bears. But I've also found what I think I'm gonna go for, which is the stuffed blackberry French toast. Now my reasoning is simple. I almost never see anything actually prepared with blackberries. And this place is the Black Bear Diner. I think there's something to that. I was punished for my pun. They are out of blackberries or something, so I can't get that. So I'm getting, what did I even get? Cinnamon French toast? Cinnamon roll French toast? I think that's what I'm getting now. So this is my whatever I got, cinnamon roll French toast, some fruit. Yeah, not bad. And then you got just kind of a traditional breakfast.
Yeah, it was gold.
Looks good. For everybody always concerned about me, I totally did eat my fruit, but what the hell? I'm not gonna eat lettuce with this. This doesn't make sense. I know it's garnish, but come on. However, cinnamon French toast, cinnamon roll French toast. Never had one like that. It's pretty good stuff. I would actually kind of, yeah, I'd say I definitely recommend this. What about you? You're okay? I like this.
Pancakes worse than that.
No? They're so standard though. That's the problem.
They're not though. It's like a sweet cream. It's no, weird.
He's upset. I'm okay. I have now arrived at STL, St. Louis Airport, and it's time to go home. Kind of a nice exterior area. Very dedicated Uber section. You can actually park your car to drop people off or pick them up. You don't get yelled at, which is kind of nice. I appreciate that about smaller town airports, although St. Louis is not a small town, yet it has like that small town vibe, at least from its airport. So regardless, now it's time to go inside, check in, use the clear lane, and get home. I should note that before we do that, I have to finish this off. Chuck was cool enough to buy me a 12-pack of these, so I've been drinking them over the weekend. We're down to our last one, which I have to drink before we go through security because they won't let me take this on the plane. All right, I'm all checked in. Despite it telling me, welcome to St. Louis, I'm actually leaving it. And fortunately for me, as you can see, all the way down in the distance, they do in fact have a clear section. So I will scan my eyes, walk through security, walk on board the flight, and be home in like 2 hours. I'm through security, no problems on my end. Keep in mind, if you ever fly through STL, it is one of those airports that if you have TSA pre-check or if you have clear, they don't have a separate line for you. They just kind of give you like a little card that says, you know, you're special, if you will. So keep that in mind because it does add to the wait times. Even though for you specifically, you'll just go right through like I did, you have to factor in the other people that don't have such special exceptions, if you want to put it that way. So just add that to the timetable. So again, this is not the type of thing I would normally bother people about, but I use that same bathroom that I did on the way in. It still smells like Fruity Pebbles. I don't get it.
So I got a bit of a parting gift from Chuck. He's big into Magic the Gathering. I am not even remotely. However, this character, Soren, I voiced this character in a game called Mana Strike, and so he thought that was cool. So he's big into Magic, so he hooked me up with a bunch of character cards just so that I have a merch of the character I voiced, which I think is pretty cool. I just got notified that I was upgraded to first class. I mean, short flight doesn't really matter, but hey, what the hell? I'm assuming I'm not supposed to do that, so. Thank you. And we are back in Chicago. I am home. So thank you everybody for watching this, my adventure down to St. Louis. Of course, thank you to everybody in St. Louis, particularly Chuck. It was really cool of him to put me up, despite the fact that the convention never happened. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all later.